Welcome to the final qualifying round of Champion of the Cheap. We have taken all the eShop games under 50 cents and matched them up into a bracket to battle them out until only one game remains and becomes the official Champion of the Cheap. This week we have two games that are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. We have Ding Dong XL versus Estiman. We'll start with Ding Dong XL. First off, there is no need to have this XL here because I did a little bit of research and there is no original Ding Dong game, so this XL is just a ploy to make you think you're getting some sort of hyped up re-release of a great game.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie more than 20 times.
Regardless, let's dive into the game itself a bit. The game is pretty simple, meaning you only press one or two buttons to play. All you have to do is press the trigger button to make the ball move from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen while avoiding the objects that float across. You hit a shape and you die. You can get some power-ups along the way to allow you to blast through these shapes or to slow down time, but nothing really changes how the game plays all that much. If you do dual mode, you get two balls to move across the screen and you control each ball movement separately with one of the triggers. Twice the game does not equal twice the fun though. The goal of either mode is to survive as long as you can to get the highest points possible. If you want to collect points a bit faster, you can try to have what are called close calls with the shapes and almost hit them for extra points. Sort of like you did in the game Burnout, where you get really close to cars but you don't wreck, you get extra points. Same thing here, except not as much fun. And honestly, this was just simply really hard to do and nowhere near worth the risk in this game. As you collect points, you can spend them to unlock more skins, which is literally all you get to do with the new points. No new modes, no upgrades, no new options. Only skins that do not change the game at all. They just simply change how you look. They could have really done better with the skin options too. Almost all of them are just different shapes and only a few could be considered entertaining. There just really isn't much to this game, and there certainly isn't anything to pull you back to want more. But then comes along Estiman, a game that looks like Sony must have made it, but joke's on us, Cool to Play made this gem of a game. This isn't this competition's first rodeo with Cool to Play. In fact, Cool to Play has had multiple games that have been eliminated from this bracket already. Let's see if this game can keep up with the losing streak. In Estiman, you are presented with a room full of floating shapes, and you must select which shape appears the most, then the second most, and then the third most. You do it correctly, and you win. This game is simply a game of counting. Let that sink in a bit. This is a non-educational game that expects us to pay them money to count shapes and estimate numbers. Yep. You can just go as many rounds as you can without making an error, and the higher you go up, the more points you can collect. When you've collected enough points, you can unlock different skins, like the Matrix skin. Buying new skins does not enhance the game one bit, and you still just count and estimate which shape appears the most. Even the controls for selecting the most common shapes are really bad and often doesn't go to the shape that you want it to. How you mess up controls for something this simple? That's just beyond me. But even outside the controls, this is the most boring game that Cool to Play has ever created. And that's really saying something, because it's the same company that created Clock Simulator, which I have talked about multiple times in this contest, and not in the positive way. This game will be deleted today to never be played again. So for this week, we have two games that were complete opposites. One that dealt with speed and split-second timing, and another one that dealt with slowly counting shapes. Neither game was worth the few cents that the eShop was pushing for it. However, for this particular round, Ding Dong XL is going to be our victor and move on to the next round. Granted, there is almost no replay value in this game, and there isn't much to pull you in. But I didn't hate my time playing the game, and if the game was free and on a mobile device, I could see it being a fine time waster. Estiman though, it didn't stand a chance. From the first few seconds of playing this game, I was ready to stop playing it. Even if this game was a free mobile game, I would just rather not play a game at all than play this. So congratulations goes to Ding Dong XL as you get to advance to the next round. From here, Champion of the Cheap is now moving on into the semifinals, where 4 qualifying round winners will duke it out in an attempt to make it to the finals. Best of luck to all of our games, and be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks as always.